Well, this is your Professor Ian. I thought I'd record a short video as I'm getting some questions about the proposal for essay number 1, which is due this week. So let's go through that. Here I am on the modules page. I'm just scrolling down to the essay number 1 module, instructions for the essay, proposal, information about peer editing workshop, letter to the reader, instructions for that letter. So let's open up the proposal and take a look at this. If you click here, it'll open up. You can download the document to fill out. It's a Word document. You can just fill this out on your device after it opens up, and then save it to your computer and then upload it to Canvas. So let's enable editing so we can fill it in. What I'm asking you to do is just list, I have 4 codes. So basically that would set you up for 2 versions of this essay, because in this essay you want to compare 2 codes. You don't want to do too much. In previous semesters, some students have tried to do like 3 or 4 codes in an essay, and it doesn't work out as well because you don't have as much to say about that specific code, right? You can't get in depth if you try to cover too much. You're better to go in depth than to try to cover a whole bunch in an academic paper like this. So let's look at the table that I have here. The columns are code, features, what it achieves, what happens if I misuse this code, and then examples. So under code, that's just listing what specific kind of code that you're putting in each row here, right? So, you know, home code, work code, speaking X language, speaking another language, or, you know, whatever, church code, academic code, friends code, work place code, code with my boss, code with my coworkers, code around certain members of my family, code around my grandparents, whatever, right? Just think about it in terms of 2 different essays. So you want to compare, say, your home code with your school code, or your code when you're speaking Mandarin versus your code when you're speaking English, right? So think about it that way, 2 different codes, 2 different papers. Okay, so codes and then features. So you want to think about the specific features of each code that make them unique, right? So your home code, let's say when you're at home, you swear with your family and your friends, and you use slang, and you know you don't dress nicely or whatever, you wear whatever you want, all that kind of stuff that goes into a code. Versus at school where you use more elevated diction, you don't swear, you wear a collared shirt, I don't know, things like that, right? So whatever is a unique feature of that code, and it could be, again, it can be linguistic, it can be behavioral, it can be facial expressions, whatever goes into that code, right? Let's imagine at work, if you're talking with your boss, you probably keep a respectful face, you don't just kind of look like this, right? Just do a kind of poker face, versus when you talk with your friends, you might use an animated face. Around your boss, you probably don't swear, versus your coworkers, maybe you swear if there's no customers around. Okay, so just features. What it achieves. This is probably the most confusing or challenging question I ask. So this is thinking about the why question. So why, say, do you swear around your coworkers? You know, there's a reason we do things like that. When we're around friend groups, we swear, we use more casual language, we exaggerate things, right? This is for humorous purpose, or you know, to create a more relaxed atmosphere. You know, if I'm around somebody, a friend, and we tell jokes and we swear a little bit, it means that, you know, some of the rules are relaxed. We can use more relaxed and casual language with each other. We don't need to be as formal. And you're announcing that by using certain features of that code, versus, say, you know, you're polite with your boss because you want that person to respect you, right? Okay. What happens if I misuse this code? So what would happen if you swore around your boss? Or what would happen if you spoke in too stiff a manner around your friends? Would they make fun of you? Would your boss fire you? Right? So what happens if you crisscross those codes? That kind of thing. And then examples, right? So think about examples, nice long examples you can use in your paper. So maybe a time at work when you accidentally did swear and joke around with your boss, and they did not appreciate it, and you got reprimanded, or you got a dirty look, or whatever. Or sometime when your friends heard you on the phone talking with your boss, and they made fun of you for sounding very formal. You know, things like that. Okay, so that's just the proposal, and then there's a couple questions afterwards. They're self-explanatory, right? Just getting you to think about where you're going to take your paper. The whole purpose of the proposal is more of a kind of brainstorming activity where you're brainstorming different codes and how you might write about them. Okay, so that's about it for now. Please do email me if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you very much.